of impeachment. Now, I want to be very clear on this one. Right now, Representative Green indicated his intent to file, but it's not that he has filed an article of impeachment against Trump. Not this time. Nothing has been filed. But he decides to do a whole song and dance, a showboat for the la resistance. Impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. We're going to impeach Trump. I mean, at this point, Democrats, if you want to die out as a political party, go ahead. This is not going to make me tell my audience, oh, guys, this time the Democrats going to be serious here. Remember how TYT and everybody else in 2016 up until 2020 were saying, oh, yeah, impeachment, we're going to get him. The walls are closing in. This is childish actions from an unserious party. But hold on. If I had to sit through it, so do you. Because these Democrats are not serious people. I mean, I love you, but you are not serious people. No one has time for this. This is all stupid stuff. But yet the Democrats are doing more legal lawfare. This is stupid. Democrats, dust off the mic. You Democrats, you want to know who you're acting like right now? I hope somebody clipped this. Democrats are acting like Drake, trying to sue Universal because what? Kendrick Lamar said some mean things to hurt Drake's feelings. Drake, you've been hurt. You've been going after people too. This is stupid. The Democrats are Drake. That's how they're acting. They have that Drake mentality. Oh, my feelings. Lawsuit. No, weakness all around. I really can't wait for the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm looking forward to the halftime show. It's just to hear Drake cry in the background.
And still I rise, Mr. Speaker. And I rise today, Mr. Speaker, with a to whom it may concern message. To whom it may concern, ethnic cleansing in Gaza is not a joke, especially when it emanates from the President of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, when he has the ability to perfect what he says. Ethnic cleansing in Gaza is no joke, and the Prime Minister of Israel should be ashamed, knowing the history of his people, to stand there and allow such things to be said. Ethnic cleansing has been a crime against humanity. And I stand here today.
Where the hell was this 15 months ago? Hello? Biden and Harris were, last I checked, Joe Biden was president of the United States. Kamala Harris was the vice president of the United States. Oh, and wait a minute. Hold on. They had the executive power to, call for a ceasefire. Last I checked, the United States is a global superpower. We are the Rome of our time. Where was all this fire and fury? Oh, pink pussy hat people. I guess what? You found your balls again? How wonderful, Democrats. And Bad Cookies, one of my viewers here, just said, no, this is all performative art. They're just doing this to show liberals they're doing the resistance. By the way, 15 months, Biden and Harris could have done something. During the election year, maybe instead of booing and dismissing the independents and progressives and the activists, they were calling like, hey, Democrats, you should do a ceasefire. This will cost you the election. And it did cost you the election, Democrats. And yet now here comes the song and dance of impeachment. The Republicans control the House and the Senate. This ain't going to go nowhere. This is performative art.
Day in the well to denounce what was said, to denounce what the president said, to denounce the complicity of the Prime Minister of Israel, and to remind people that Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And injustice in Gaza.
Volontaire writes, why do a speech in the middle of a werewolf transformation? Volontaire, get up, go see the White House counselor. I want you to tell Wendy Carballo what you just said.
Is a threat to justice in the United States of America. I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done.
Dastardly deeds.
I also rise to say that the impeachment movement is going to be a grass-up movement, not a top down. The people have got to move forward. The people have to demand it. And when the people demand it, it will be done. I did it before. I laid the foundation for impeachment, and it was done. Nobody knows more about it than I. And I know that it's.
Yes, Natalie Williams, I will acknowledge you. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Come on, folks. We're having fun because the next follow-up video is going to make you go, huh, maybe the first term for Trump during all this impeachment stuff was one big old distraction, like how we said, oh, to the people who said to me, Kit, you're against an impeachment of Trump? I guess that makes you a Trumper or a fascist. No, it doesn't. It makes me a person of common sense because it was a waste of time. Nothing was going to get done, period. Pause. Pause. Pause.
It's time for us to lay the foundation again. On some issues, it is better to stand alone than not stand at all. On this issue, I stand alone, but I stand for justice. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields.
Massive BJ. That's right. I'll acknowledge your name. Okay. This dude invoking Gaza only with Trump is as cynical as it gets. Disgusting. Absolutely. Even in this time, they're talking about it. But hold on. We're not done yet. If you think we're done here, because the plot thickens. Now, of course, this is from Fox News, and I want to be very clear. Crystal clear. Look, don't trust corporate media, but it's important for us occasionally. Once in a while, a broken clock can be right twice a day. And something very interesting happened, especially with USAID. I've been calling it USAID or AIDS, and that was wrong. So I'm sorry. I'm not perfect, and I'm not the hero of the story. I'm the anti-hero. I'm the Mad King. But at least we're learning things together, as a family should. Because the CIA reportedly had ties. The CIA had ties to the Trump impeachment. Let's play it.
You have this new piece on Substack that the USAID and the CIA helped orchestrate Trump's impeachment.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, it's a crazy story. I mean, you might forget that, the House of Representatives impeached President Trump in December of 2019. Many people may not remember that it was a CIA analyst who was left over from the Obama White House who wrote the memo that led to the impeachment. It was all based on hearsay. The person had not actually been in the room with Trump. Nonetheless, this memo that he wrote relied heavily on a report done by an organization funded by USAID. In fact, its initial founding funding, I mean, now it's tens of millions of dollars, had gone into this group called the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, a name that's not very memorable, OCCRP, but it was basically created as an extension of the State Department and then of USAID. And as you know, Jesse, this is very serious to be involved in an effort to do regime change at home, as we've been discovering as the files have come out with what Elon Musk has been doing. We know that USAID was really.
I'm sorry, I got to laugh at this. So, in other words, you're telling me that during these 4 years, when me and Daniel were talking about how pointless the impeachment was, all this impeachment process and coming after Trump, and all the times everyone in the vote blue, no matter whose sphere, at the height of their power, were like, you guys are wrong. That means, hold on, throughout this entire time, this is being done by the CIA. You know what? Trump, why are you offering the CIA a buyout? Whatever. I mean, hey, it's gonna be retooled and refunctioned for another nefarious thing. But man, folks, not to be a smug prick or anything, but it feels so good to be right, and and look, I'm just not gonna. I am not going to be dancing or skipping down the road. It feels good to me because my heart has been through a lot of pain. I lost a lot of friendships. I lost a lot of people who just let the corporate media propaganda trick them. Okay. And now what? Representative Green is talking about, I stand for the people of Gaza. I stand against Trump's nefarious, dastardly deeds. You didn't do this for 15 months. Bull. You're not going to file anything. And even if you do, it's going to be a joke. And to anyone that's going to be hopping on the bandwagon of saying, let's get this MFer, stop wasting my time. It's all a game. And, again, this is one thing about the CIA. Just this one thing. Hold on. It adds to the whole sad, dark pile of CIA history. I mean, at this point, what is your job? You're supposed to look out for us because, man, you're doing a lot of stuff on the side. By the way, no one ever looking what the CIA did for, its relationship with a guy named El Chapo, or its involvement with the Contras or the white booger sugar. I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying, if you look into it, it might upset your heart.
Really about regime change abroad. It was a kind of public facing part, regime change operation like CIA, but not covert, more overt. Well, now you see a similar blowback, just like they did censorship abroad and brought censorship tools back home. They were doing this sort of thing abroad, creating a predicate essentially for Trump's impeachment. So I think it's just one of many revelations that we'll see coming out in the next few weeks.
USAID was involved in regime change abroad and here at home. Very interesting. If you want to read more about what Mike's talking about, go to his Substack after the show. Don't go right now. Go after the show.
No. Go during the show. Go during the show. Do it. Do it now. Do it now. But hey, every one of you stay tuned to Heartlands Media. Simple as that. But also, folks, I want to pull this up here too. Bad Cookie's right. This isn't being smug, kid. It's a sensation of vindication. And it feels so good to be right. And it does. And, I have actually gotten a few people to apologize to me and said, wow, I didn't know about this and I didn't know about that. But it just shows you just how long we've been being played by the media and why media outlets are losing the trust of the people. I had my guest on, Will John, talking about, censorship and the overall changing media landscape. And yes, folks, the censorship is very real here. But we got to talk about, again, Democrats doing this failed method of bringing up impeachment. This tells me that the party has no plan. And during the midterm election cycle, I made this prediction after November 5th that the Democrats were going to somehow bring up impeachment and saying, if you vote enough Democrats, we could finally impeach that MF or Trump. They're going to do that. I don't want to have a waste of time talking about or speculating, will Trump be impeached if the Democrats get enough senators and House representatives in the United States House and Senate? Because if that's the only thing they're running on, it tells me this: the Democrats do not have a plan, number one, for the economy, the infrastructure, the environment, social issues, foreign issues. They have no plan at all. It's just going to be impeachment and rage and feelings. They can't counter anything except doing these pathetic, childish attempts of protesting and yelling. Holding glorified parades. Because what was interesting, and I have yet to build myself up to even cover one of these lame parades. I mean, parades downtown Chicago. Because when I was downtown Chicago yesterday, there was a parade, a protest taking place in front of Trump Tower. And yet I hear from these educated, high echelon, vote blue no matter who liberals and Democrat lawmakers that third parties or citizen ballot initiatives or independent movements aren't the way. It's so good to see you out there in the streets again. Really, it is. Because I was wondering where all of you were at. But how can I legitimately even interview any of these activists or organizers when they're going to do unserious things like this? This is what prevents me from doing this, because you see people then hyping up impeachment. You see people hyping up these parades, protests, and it's nothing. Citizen ballot initiatives, supporting and building up third parties, building independent movements. But Representative Green, who has yet to file anything, is now once again ringing the bell for impeachment. Impeachment goes nowhere. It's not going to happen at all, period. And at least I know one thing. It's going to be brought up again and again, and I'm willing to bet it's going to be a front topic issue during the 2026 midterms. I hope I'm wrong about this. I really hope I am. But to any person out there, don't fall for the trap with the Democrats. because they're going to try and bring you in, and they're not going to talk about economic issues. They're going to talk about the orange boogeyman. How funny will it be with all this talk of Trump's going to get rid of democracy and the republic? And he, after his 4 years, he's done. He flies off into the sunset. Flies off in the sunset, and then what, Democrats? What do you got? Almost 12 years of hyperventilating, being hypochondriacs over nothing. So keep on saying impeachment. It just shows how unserious all of you truly were.